You know, for centuries, we've been told this one story about the Amazon, that it's this pristine, untouched wilderness, a green hell where complex civilization could just never take root. It's a really powerful myth, but it turns out it's been shattered. So let's dive into the incredible story of the lost cities we are just now rediscovering beneath the trees.
Okay, so picture this. It's 1541. A Spanish friar named Gaspar de Carvajal becomes the first European to travel the entire length of the Amazon River. And his journal? It didn't describe some empty jungle. No, he described a bustling, populous river just lined with cities, highways, and really well-organized societies.
Because what he described was so radically different from what every explorer after him found that he wasn't just questioned, he was completely dismissed. They called him a fabulist, a madman chasing fantasies, and for centuries, this huge disagreement created one of the greatest mysteries in archaeology.
Yeah, for nearly half a millennium, you had these two completely opposite ideas about the Amazon at war with each other. One was based on an eyewitness, a guy who was actually there, and the other was based on scientific theory.
So on one side, you had the accepted science, really championed by the famous archaeologist Betty Meggers. Her Counterfeit Paradise theory basically argued that the Amazon soil was so bad, so poor, that large-scale civilization was just impossible. But on the other side, you have Carvajal's journal describing exactly that. For generations, science won. Carvajal was just a weird little footnote in the history books.
So what changed? What finally broke the stalemate? Well, the breakthrough didn't come from a shovel or a trowel. It came from the sky, a piece of tech that finally gave us the eyes to see what Carvajal saw all those centuries ago.
It's called LiDAR, and you can think of it like a digital machete. A sensor on a helicopter or a plane fires up to 1 million laser pulses a second down at the forest. Now, most of them hit leaves, but a tiny fraction manage to find a gap and hit the actual ground. Then, computers filter out all the vegetation, leaving behind a perfect 3D model of the bare earth.
Before LiDAR, this is all we could see. Whether you were on the ground or flying over in a plane, it was just this endless, impenetrable wall of green. A place that looked for all the world like it had never been touched by human hands.
And the result is a total revolution. After LiDAR, that wilderness just vanishes. What's revealed underneath is a landscape engineered with geometric precision. A whole world of pyramids, canals, roads, and cities, and it was hiding right under our noses the whole time.
And the evidence is it's overwhelming. All across the Amazon basin, from Bolivia to Ecuador to Brazil, the scans revealed not just a few villages, but sprawling, sophisticated urban landscapes.
And get this, these weren't all the same. In Bolivia, the Casarabe people built these monumental pyramids with causeways radiating out from them. 1,000 years earlier in Ecuador, the Upano were building dense cities on a grid system. And over in Brazil, the Xinguano culture created what's called a galactic network of interconnected towns, all arranged like constellations. The sheer scale of this is just mind-blowing.
The scale is just staggering. In the Casarabe city of Cotoca, LiDAR found a conical pyramid towering 21 meters high. Try to imagine that, an earthen structure as tall as a 7-story building, built without any modern machinery, and then completely hidden by the jungle.
Then you go to Ecuador's Upano Valley, where the scans picked up over 6,000 rectangular earthen platforms. Each and every one of those was the foundation for a home, part of a dense, continuous urban settlement that was thriving 2,000 years ago.
And in Brazil, that Xinguano network, the very place where the explorer Percy Fawcett died searching for his lost city of Z, is now estimated to have supported a population of around 50,000 people. Turns out, he was right all along.
But this all brings us right back to Betty Meggers' big question. How on earth did they feed all these people on the Amazon's notoriously terrible soil? Well, the answer is they didn't. They invented a better one.
It's called Terra Preta, or Amazonian dark earth, and it is the absolute smoking gun of Amazonian archaeology. By mixing the native soil with charcoal, broken pottery, and all sorts of organic waste, they literally created a super soil, a biotechnology that is perpetually fertile. They hacked the planet.
And the difference this made was enormous. Terra Preta isn't just a little bit better. We're talking up to 3 times more fertile than the surrounding soil. This invention, this amazing technology, allowed for continuous, intensive agriculture, which was the very foundation of their entire civilization.
So if these civilizations were so large, so advanced, and so resilient, where did they all go? Why was Carvajal the last person to ever see them?
Well, the answer is a biological catastrophe. European diseases like smallpox and measles, things the indigenous peoples had zero immunity to, spread faster than the explorers themselves. They moved like wildfire along the very trade routes and highways that connected all these great cities. And within a century, it's estimated that 90 to 95% of the population was just gone.
And this collapse wasn't just a human tragedy. It was so vast, it literally changed the planet's climate. Think about it. As millions of farmers vanished, their fields and gardens were reclaimed by the forest. This massive, sudden reforestation pulled so much CO2 out of the atmosphere that it actually helped trigger a period of global cooling that we now call the Little Ice Age.
This discovery, all of it, it forces us to completely rethink what the Amazon even is. It's not the place we thought it was. It's something far more complex and, honestly, far more tragic. So the old view was of a pristine wilderness, a place to be protected from people. The new truth is that the Amazon is an abandoned garden, a human-made landscape. The incredible biodiversity we see there today is, in large part, a direct legacy of its former inhabitants. And that leaves us with a really profound question for today. If the Amazon isn't a wilderness to be fenced off, but a garden that's been co-created with humans for millennia, who gets to decide its future? Who are its rightful gardeners now?